Salutations, this is a crazy spider. So, I want to talk about something that has recently popped up that I think is actually a very big deal. You may not care, and that's fine. It's exclusive to YouTube, but YouTube has been a part of my life for a very long time. Since its inception, it's something that I've very much loved and adored for a lot of reasons, but mostly because it's always been a network where I can go to and just see different things, see different people, see different opinions, and just kind of explore the world from my own computer seat. But recently, YouTube has implemented some changes specifically to their advertising policy. In terms of if you want to monetize a video, you actually want to make money on a video. They've added some more restrictions recently, and it's caused a fair amount of chaos with a lot of YouTubers, some of which I watch a lot and actually really enjoy. So I want to talk about this a little bit, but just as a quick note, that this isn't going to affect me at all. I use YouTube as kind of a train of thought. Basically, I post a video on what I'm thinking about or something that I find funny or interesting, and I just make videos. I just enjoy doing it. I don't want to monetize. I don't feel like I need to, even though I've been offered to monetize before because, I've made a video that has a ton of views. I don't even know what that has now. It's something over 600,000. And I made that video a long time ago just with the intent of showing some information to the world. I didn't really feel like it needed to be monetized in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to make a video. And that's basically been my shtick with YouTube. I make videos because I enjoy making videos, not because I'm like, oh man, I could make some money off of these. That's not the point of it. But recently, a lot of big YouTubers who do make money off of advertisements and make money off of videos have the potential for their livelihoods to be at stake because they make money off of YouTube videos by making news videos or commentary videos or videos on topics that are interesting or maybe a little bit offbeat. But so I'm going to show you the recent changes to the terms of service, some of which aren't that bad, I'll be honest, but YouTube has changed terms of service in the past, and I've actually written them. I've sent emails basically saying, hey, I disagree with this. I'm totally going to abide by your rules because it's your website, but you really should consider changing these because these are actually detrimental to the community. They've done that in the past, and I feel like this is going to get a lot of pushback from the community, mostly because of the last one. So I'm going to go through these, starting off with the one up at the top. So basically, for anyone who wants to advertise or monetize videos, these are the things that are now prohibited. So the first one, sexually suggestive content, including partial nudity and sexual humor. Now, partial nudity or nudity has been banned on YouTube for a very long time, and I don't see that as really a problem. It's not a porn site, so I don't mind that. Sexual humor, however, really? Joking about sex in any regard? You're going to remove a lot of comedians' potential comedy in a lot of ways, often frequently regard sexual humor, not because they're like, oh, sex all the time, but because it's a very human thing. It's something we all can kind of understand once you've passed 18. But it's so that one's hearsay. It's not as that one's not as big of a deal, but still, the sexual humor being in there is something that I find particularly problematic for a lot of channels that are kind of more adult in that respect. They talk about topics that are relevant to adults. This isn't every channel, but it's going to be important to some. Going into the next one, violence, including displays of serious injury and events related to violent extremism. Now, violence and YouTube probably shouldn't exist. Real violence, at least. You shouldn't be able to post a video of someone literally being killed or being beaten, at least from the perspective of like, hey, look at this person getting beat up. That's not something that should be posted, and I'm fine with being moderated, at least from YouTube's end. However, basically this says, hey, anyone who wants to do a news show can't cover or show any sorts of things related to these. So if someone wants to cover a news topic on violence extremism in the Middle East or any part of the world, technically this breaks the terms of service and they won't be able to advertise on their site because they're like, hey, I wanted to cover a topic that is relevant in the world and is related to violent extremism and discussing the topic. So technically this violates terms of service, which is pushing a line because news channels kind of need to be able to cover that. Going on So the next one is inappropriate language, including harassment, swearing, and vulgar language. Oh, you're not allowed to swear on YouTube anymore. Well, say goodbye to pretty much all of the top YouTubers. Smosh, which was one of the biggest YouTubers for a very long time, swears up a storm in pretty much every video, and they bleep it out a lot now, but still. PewDiePie, Markiplier, a lot of the big gaming channels are swearing up storms. It's not... I don't personally think it's a good thing to do, but at the same time, you should be able to pursue your comedy or your trade in the way you see fit, in my opinion. I try not to swear anytime I can, but stuff like this gets me angry. Going on to the last one. Promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling, use, and abuse of such items. So basically saying, hey, you're not allowed to promote illicit drug use. And that one I'm pretty on board with. If it's currently illegal in your country and you're trying to promote it in the sense of, oh, you should totally go do cocaine because it's freaking awesome, that's bad. No, you shouldn't do that. That's something. If you want to talk about it from a scientific sense, I think that would be covered, and that doesn't promote it, which I think is the important piece of that one, is promotion. But the last one's the real kicker, because this is where things start to get weird, because you start to be heavily running into this could cover effectively everything newsworthy. So specifically, the last one is controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, tragedies, and even if graphic imagery is not shown. So sorry, I'm going to say that one again. Controversial or sensitive subjects and events, so subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies. Meaning, and then the disclaimer, even if graphic imagery isn't shown. So you can't even talk about those things. So anything that is a sensitive subject, what? That's ridiculous. Pretending that someone can't get on camera and talk about sensitive subjects and then make money on that is effectively putting all news channels of any sort just out of business right there if they can't make advertisement money. Now, will there be some news channels that will be able to persist because they have outside ad revenue? Yes. But basically saying, hey, CNN, Fox News, NPR, any news-related organization, if you want to make money off of your ads on YouTube, you can't have any YouTube videos that have controversial or sensitive subjects in them. Really? That is absolutely ridiculous and silly on so many levels. Now, I don't want to go crying censorship, but that is basically what this is. Now, you can argue it's not literal censorship because they're just not letting you monetize the video. But if your livelihood is based around your opinion and talking and putting that out there, and you have to make money on these videos, if all of a sudden you can't make money on these videos on this platform, you're effectively getting kicked off of that platform unless you have the funding to fund yourself initially, which is a big deal. Excuse me. So it's not direct censorship, it's indirect. It's basically saying, hey, previously we were giving you money to spout whatever you felt like saying, and if people wanted to listen, they could. Now we're saying, if you're saying things we don't agree with, guess what? We're not going to give you money anymore. Now, if this was advertisers, like specific advertisers saying, hey, I don't want to have my ads shown on videos that do X, Y, and Z, I'd be okay with it. Basically, if YouTube allowed, advertisers to have extra checkboxes saying, I don't want to have my ads shown on these types of videos, or videos that include any or explicitly one of these features. I see that's fine. Giving advertisers more options in how they advertise is fine. You can already choose between race, religion, gender, ethnicity, a million different things. I don't see that as a problem to say, hey, I don't want my ads to be shown on videos where vulgarness or swearing is involved, and then the creators can, market their videos saying, yeah, this video has swearing in it, and any good, solid creator will do that, but then, the community will flag them as such if they aren't following those guidelines. So, I don't see that as a problem. However, this just says, hey, monetization, gone, off. It's gone. There's nothing you can do about it. And to me, that's where things really start becoming problematic. It's hard to describe exactly how upset I am at YouTube for making these changes, mostly because I see these as wholly unnecessary and pandering to what I might call the social justice warriors, people who are professionally, emotionally hurt about anything and everything. So I'm a little bit, not a little bit, I'm a lot. I'm very upset at YouTube for making these changes, and I will be writing a very strongly worded letter to YouTube and hopefully trying to get them to at least retract some of this silliness or make it more clear. It's the last one that really kills me, the whole controversial or sensitive, I can't talk today, controversial or sensitive subjects. Do you really expect that is a good definition that people can follow? Because saying, oh, we're just going to disallow controversial or sensitive subjects is basically like saying, hey, we just don't want to make anybody mad. But if you have a platform that is designed around discussion and people communicating and talking, as is with YouTube, you have videos and then you have people discussing underneath the videos in comments. Some of those discussions are exceedingly positive and some of the videos that I really enjoy watching. But at the same time, yes, you can get harassment and terrible things that show up in these videos, but taking away monetization from someone or a channel or any network even because they might be covering topics that could potentially upset people is very dangerous, in my opinion. It might not technically be censorship, at least from the government perspective, but it is a company that is attempting to say, hey, we're going to curate our content in a way that only the things we agree with show up on our platform. Which, you know what? I can't complain about a company wanting to curate their platform. The problem is YouTube has been this massive open platform for people to go to and use and talk about anything and everything for so long. This is a very drastic change and a very drastic shift to basically saying, no, YouTube is a censored environment where you can only be exposed to ideas we agree with. And any company that starts to do that is basically dead in my eyes. I don't want to leave YouTube. YouTube is a place that I very much enjoy and is a community I very much love. But if this continues and a lot of the big YouTubers who I really enjoy listening to basically get pushed off of YouTube because of this, YouTube is going to be gone for me. It's going to disappear because at this point you're saying, hey, you don't agree with us, so we're going to shut you down. And as someone who I very much respect once said, if you try to censor someone, you're going to be censored next. Censorship is basically proving that your ideas can't hold up to other ideas in competition. If you cannot accept criticism and cannot retaliate and give better arguments, your idea has failed, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter if it's religious, it doesn't matter if it's political. The whole idea of the open marketplace of ideas is every idea stands on its own. If you present an idea, it should be criticized. There is no idea beyond criticism. Every idea can and should be criticized. And once it's been criticized, you have to take that criticism, analyze it. It might be pointless criticism that has no meaning, but it occasionally comes back with very solid criticisms and, reasoning that you hadn't thought of before. You then take that reasoning in, you use it, and you present a better idea. That's the point of an open marketplace of ideas. You have to improve based around the competition of ideas. And this is highly disincentivizing people talking about topics that are vital and important for us to talk about. The fact that the word sensitive subjects should just not be in this. Basically, this is saying, hey, if you want to talk about any serious subjects, murder, rape, crime, just terrible things that exist in the world, and you want to talk about them, you want to have a positive intellectual discussion on these topics, YouTube says, nope, not allowed. Not for our advertisers. They only want cat videos and people falling on their bums. It's just, it makes me really upset. This video is a big rant. I fully understand that many of you probably won't watch all the way to the end, but I could probably talk about this for a very long time. And I am just going to end it here because I don't have anything else really positive to say. To me, what YouTube is currently doing may not be directly censorship, but it is censorship of some kind. So hopefully you'll join me. You will contact YouTube. You will send them emails or letters if you can, and try to say, hey, this is stupid. This shouldn't exist. You need to readjust your terms of service to better reflect an actual open intellectual marketplace, because otherwise YouTube will be dead. It will be a place where only cat videos exist, only America's Funniest Home Videos will exist, and basically will waddle and free speech will have to go elsewhere, which is sad because YouTube has been one of the best platforms for people to get up and talk, because people will be there, will watch, listen, and comment back, and that sort of discussion is vital. And the more you stifle that discussion, the more you hurt humanity as a whole. Anyways, I'm going to end it here, literally. All right, so this has been A Crazy Spider. Have a great day.